Hello, townies. If that's your real name, hi, I'm Charlie. I'm one of the co-founders of Town. So nice to see you. Today, Jen and I are going to be walking through some really, really cool stuff and explaining what Sustain Your Holidays is all about. So Jen is going to be joining us in just a moment. Let's get her in here. Let's see here. There she is. How's everybody doing? These holiday seasons, feeling holidayed and confused. Hopefully, we have some really great stuff in store for you. And hopefully tonight's episode here will give you a couple of things to do to help protect your sanity over this amazing holiday season that we're jumping into. Let's see. Everybody's jumping in now. Hello. And we'll be joined by Natalie in just a moment. Natalie, I'll bring you in just a second. Yeah, so here, actually, I'm going to bring Natalie in right now. Why don't we just jump her in here and invite Jen. There we go. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. We're just waiting for Jen, but I figured we could do intros and stuff now.
Let's do that.
Awesome. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie. It's good to feel your hearts and all the words coming in at the bottom of the screen. Hello, hello. I am a guide and facilitator in many ways. A lot of my work comes from nature-based human development. So really looking at the earth, the archetypal cycles that we're within and around all the time as a way for us to heal, grow, evolve. Also spent many years teaching yoga, meditation, and spending a lot of time in the space of ritual, ceremony, music, and all that stuff.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Jen, Natalie, Jen.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. We're so excited.
My pleasure. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I know you've been traveling today, so.
Yes, sorry for the back and forth. My grandmother's sick, so I was visiting with her and flew back this morning, and the plane was delayed and there's storms, and I'm like, ah. So I'm really grateful to be here and regroup and reroute myself and go through such a real experience, and visceral, and to be able to figure out ways in which to root myself into the earth and nature and my body and check in. So this honestly couldn't come at a better time.
Totally. So this is the first in our series for Sustain Your Holidays. Jen, you did it last year. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how Sustain Your Holidays works and why we're doing it?
Yeah, so Charlie and I, with our other co-founder, we formed Town, which stands for Take Only What We Need, and it's people and planet, and providing antidotes and tips and tricks and ways in which we can uplift people in this sustainable space, highlight what they're doing well, and what we can learn from them, and a lot of what we talk about is in ways in which we can sustain ourselves in a holistic and organic sort of way. And the holidays are approaching, and we're in the midst of pandemic and our first time going through pandemic in the holiday season. And, we kept brainstorming on, well, gosh, how can we connect with ourselves, connect with each other, and slow down? Because all of a sudden, it just seemed like everything started amping up during the holidays. And it was interesting. We were reading a book called Wintering. And in Wintering, the author, Catherine May, talks about the importance of wintering and seasons and slowing our bodies down. And it was wild to go through that, like have an epiphany during that Christmas time and realize we are doing the opposite of slowing down, listening to nature.
Yeah.
And the course of nature essentially in the world, and how things are supposed to go. And intuitively, this seems like a time to gather and a time to slow it down, not amp it up and buy and consume, and be out, or doing things that maybe don't feel like the right thing. So we just started a series. Sorry, Charlie, I'll let you. But we just started a series to talk about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and bring in experts and people who can help do that. You did such a great series last year, just helping give people tools and tips to help sort of cope with this winter time, such a heavy time for a lot of people too. People are feeling anxious or depressed, or, the holidays also bring up a lot of different traumatic things with family. So
yeah.
Natalie, I feel like, let's put the ball in your court here. You work with a lot of people to help them heal and go through stuff. What's your take on grounding during the winter time for you?
Well, there's so many things to speak
Mm.
of what was named. I mean, just the sanity of grounding, and in a time when you actually, like you named, Jen, sustainability. And, there's a lot of connection to like the gluttony, and what actually happens when we're deeply grounded, centered, and nourished. And maybe we don't need all of the things, and we can really connect to what feels most special and what is truly like to be cherished about this time, which is like the gathering, the intimacy, the connecting around the hearth, like that really warm, deep, like soupy time, rather than the thousands of gifts that we need to be exchanging. And so really what is grounding allow for us to do to really connect to the, as you named also, the winter, and if we look at the seasons, I could go through the gestalt of all the seasons, but every season has kind of an archetype or an energy to it. And winter, if we sandwich winter between fall, which is like the falling of leaves, the composting, the dropping of the exuberance of summer, and then the other side being spring, which is like the birth and the seeds sprouting. But winter is like that in between, where the things have fallen but they haven't yet been reborn. And so it's that sacred pause, at least, here in the Northern Hemisphere right now, it's these darker nights, these longer days. And so it really is this opportunity to soften, to center, to go more inward, to get more intimate and close with our beloveds, with ourselves, with our inner beloved. And then also it's paired with this time where culture, or maybe even more so over culture, has created this storyline of more, of more, of more. And so to come back to your question, Charlie, the grounding, and really how do we center, how do we take care of ourselves? And there's a couple of things that we'll do today. We'll do a little sound bath, and music, sound can be such a beautiful way for us to just meet the moment in the most simple and beautiful way. And we'll also do a little yoga nidra meditation, kind of a condensed version of it, which is a really beautiful way for us to feel more whole and integrated and kind of round in our being, and really grounded. So those are two ways. And before we would get into that, I just want to quickly name, as we're really speaking to the seasons and in nature, is really spending time in nature. So even if for those of you in the snow or the deep, deep winter places, if that means having to like cozy up, just spending 5 minutes outside with the elements is such a powerful way to ground. And if you can, bring them into your home, create altars, or even just lighting a candle or having a crystal, something like that is a way to meet with the elements in the space of comfort.
Totally. Bringing the elements inside, when sometimes we can't get access to the outside as easily. It's so great. And so for people who are new to it, what is sound bathing exactly?
Sound bathing?
Sorry. Yeah. What is the process of a sound bath? How do I take a bath with sound in the water?
So draw a bath and then, no, kidding. So there's many ways that this can happen, or a sound bath. It's a universal practice. In other words, there's no one way. But for today, for example, what I invite you to do is to find either a comfortable seat or to lie down. And when the sound comes in, and we'll get to that in a moment, but what I would really just invite is to be in the practice of just letting the sound come as it comes and go as it goes. So we kind of, as human beings, we can be either hyper resistant to certain things or super eager and attaching. And so a sound bath is a really beautiful opportunity for us just to rest in the kind of the isness of it all, just the simple beingness. And so it's just, an opportunity for you to be like a vessel and just kind of let yourself receive and let it move and come as it comes and go as it goes.
And there's lots of different sounds you can use, right? There are different sort of tones and sounds and instruments and things that you can use for that, right?
Definitely. Yes, yes, yes.
Awesome.
And do these also affect different like chakras and areas as well based on the sound or?
Definitely. I mean, the sounds we'll be working with today won't be necessarily kind of moving through that structure. They will, but not, you know, with the direct intent of that. But there's, I mean, depending on the, you know, different sound bowls are specifically related to different chakra points, or depending on the pitch or the key or the note, sometimes those are connected to different chakra points as well.
Very cool. Well, I look forward to the chakra cookout at some point. Do you want to lead us through some sound and maybe do you want to tell us about the other yoga? Are you going to lead into this other practice? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah. So I'll give just a little background so that when the time comes, you can just fully relax and receive. So
Cool.
Again, when it comes to starting the sound bath, which we'll do in just a moment, I would just invite you again to either lie down comfortably or find a comfortable seat, whatever just really allows for you to relax fully and wholly. If sound is helpful to have earplugs in or AirPods or whatever it is that you use, go ahead and do that. And then anyway, you can just, give yourself privacy, space. If lighting, again, like a candle, something to ritualize you entering into a space that's for you can also be really nice. And then we'll enter into the sound bath, and I'll do a little guidance as we land into that space. And then moving from the sound bath, we'll go directly into, again, a kind of condensed yoga nidra practice, which is kind of, most simply, it's a body scan. So for example, I'll invite you to bring your attention to, at one point, your thumbs and Charlie. And all you have to do is bring your attention to your thumbs. You might just breathe towards your thumbs. You don't have to touch them. You don't have to wiggle. You don't have to look. Just what is it like to bring your awareness to your thumbs? And we'll kind of move through the body. And again, this is a really beautiful way to feel more grounded and integrated. And that will be it. And all you have to do is really be in the art of receiving. Sometimes with yoga nidra, it can be pretty, you can get trancy, or you might start to zone out a little bit, or even kind of start to maybe fall asleep. If you come back in, there's no need to try and like catch up to where you left off, but just come back where you are, come back where we are, and you're in the field, so it's all good.
Mm, great. And so we can lie down or we can sit somewhere, as long as we might fall asleep, so we don't want to be around anything maybe sharp or off a cliff.
Yeah, if you're a roller, maybe stay on the ground.
I'm a roller. Okay, I feel called out. That's fine. All right.
Cool. Yeah, so go ahead. Does this feel like a good moment to start?
Yeah, Jen, are you ready for this? I don't know if I'm ready for this.
I so need it.
Okay.
My whole body's like calling for it.
Yeah. And really, I mean, again, if sitting feels more supportive, please, by all means. But really, yoga nidra and the sound can be really nice just to be fully in the space of receiving. So to Jen and Charlie, if you guys both want to lay down, please, by all means. Yeah.
If I lay down, I will not get back up. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm like so sleep deprived. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a good support, so I think I'm okay.
Good. Okay, so for those, whether you're seated, lying down, wherever you are, if it feels comfortable for you to soften your eyes, you might do so. If it feels best to keep your eyes open, that's okay. Just maybe keeping them relaxed on something in front of you, letting the gaze be soft. And let's just start by just taking a couple of breaths together. So first, breathing in through your nose, filling up the belly, chest, heart. Exhale, releasing, letting go. Again, inhale, filling up your belly all the way up to the heart. Exhale out the mouth, letting go, releasing, relaxing. One more time, taking a nice deep breath in. And exhale, letting go. And then from here, again, just simply allowing for the sound as it comes to come, allowing for the sound as it goes to go, letting yourself be held by the ground beneath you and the space around you, just continuing to let the breath rise and fall. And so once again here, you can stay right where you are, but perhaps again, just taking a nice deep full belly breath in and releasing sigh out. And now we'll slowly find our way towards our meditation. Again, you can stay right where you are, just as you are. And inviting you to start by just feeling your connection between your body and the ground, your body and the earth. Noticing the ground lifting up to meet you, lifting up towards you, receiving you even as you breathe out, softening into the earth as it rises up towards you. Noticing yourself rising up from the ground as you breathe in. Again, that rise and fall, ebb and flow of the breath with the ground. And starting now to simply bring your awareness and your attention to the soles of your feet. Again, no need to touch, wiggle, or look at unless that feels helpful. Just your awareness, just your consciousness. Bringing your attention now to your toes. Bringing your attention to your heels and your ankles. Bringing your attention to your shins and your calves. Bringing your attention to your knees. Bringing your attention to your upper legs. And now breathing in from your feet all the way up your legs. And as you exhale, letting the breath wash back towards the ground. Now bringing your attention back up the legs to your pelvis. Bringing your attention to your sits bones, to your hips. Bringing your attention to the front hips, the frontal hips. Bringing your attention to your low belly. Breathing into your belly. Breathing out. Bringing your attention up towards your rib cage. Bringing your attention up to the chest, chest bone. Breathing into the chest, breathing into the heart. Exhale, breathing out. Letting your attention trickle now down your sides, feeling your side bodies, and then wrapping around now to your very low back. Bringing your attention to your low back. Let's breathe into the low back. Exhale, breathing out. Bringing your attention up to the mid-back along your spine. Bringing your attention towards your upper back, between your shoulder blades. Feeling your shoulder blades, your tension there as well. Bringing your attention to the very upper back, just beneath the neck. Bringing your attention to your shoulders and your collarbones. Bringing your attention to your upper arms and your elbows. Bringing your attention to your forearms and your wrists. Bringing your attention to your hands and your fingers. And now to your palms and your fingertips. And then breathing here from the fingertips all the way up to the shoulders. And then exhale, letting it wash back down over again towards the earth. Bringing your attention back up towards your shoulders, to your neck, and to your throat. Let's breathe into the throat. Exhale, breathing out. Now bringing your attention to your chin, into your jaw. Seeing if you can relax the chin, relax the jaw. Bringing your attention to your lips and your mouth. To your cheeks and your cheekbones. Bringing your attention to your nose and your nasal passages. Bringing your attention to your eyes, eyelids, eyebrows. Bringing your attention to the space between your eyes and to your temples. Bringing your attention to the forehead. Bringing your attention to the sides of your head and to your ears. Bringing your attention to the space between your ears, feeling the space there. Breathing into the space between your ears, nice big breath. Exhale, release. Bringing your attention to the back of your head. And bringing your attention to the crown of your head. Now, again, breathing from the soles of your feet all the way up the body, through the spine to the crown of the head. And exhaling again, let it wash back down towards the ground. Now, in honoring all of these parts, pieces of you, feeling the wholeness, the whole unit, the whole being, made up of all the parts, feeling your skin, maybe even feeling the space around you. Some might even feel a field or an aura or an energy that is yours, that is surrounding you. And even if you're just attentive to the skin, just taking your attention even just an inch beyond the skin. And what is it like for a moment to breathe into that space? To breathe into the space surrounding you. Again, feeling your connection to the ground. The integrated parts that make you whole, your completeness. From this place, honoring any guidance, inner intelligence, wisdom, images, sensations that are presenting themselves, offering themselves in the moment of this meditation, in the moment of your centeredness, of your groundedness. And more than anything, just taking a few more moments here just to give yourself permission to simply be, to simply breathe. And like the sound, if there's extra inner noise, just feeling or playing with what it's like to simply let it come as it comes and go as it goes. Just taking a few more breaths. And then let's all together one more time. Take a nice deep full breath in. And a sigh out. And without any rushing, forcing, first just again feeling your connection to the ground beneath you. Before forcing yourself to move or change posture, you might just slowly open your eyes and just take in the space around you, noticing if there's maybe any shift in color or sharpness. And then if you've been lying down or if you're cozied up somewhere, you might start to stretch and just kind of let your body wake up to where you are now. You might give yourself a hug sometimes after practice like that, just touching your own body, touching your feet, your shoulders, your head, just kind of saying hi to you can be really nice. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So that again was just a sweet and little condensed version of a yoga nidra is the practice, and the sound is the sound. And again, these are just two really simple and sweet ways for you to ground, center, say hi to yourself, feel a little more softness in a time that can be a little bit wild. So enjoy.
Yeah, and people feel free to rewatch this. We're going to be posting it tomorrow. And use this guided meditation, use these sounds. Those sounds are so cool. Each tone had a different sort of energy to it for me. Like I got a different sort of perception and sort of clarity or calmness, which is nice. How are you doing, Jen?
Good. I felt like every sound, like you're saying, had a different impact and different points in my body, which then, feeling a little discombobulated lately just really kind of made me go inward and go, oh gosh, okay, what's going on? So it was wild to travel on that journey, and I don't think we give ourselves enough permission to do that and check in. So that was such a gift. And yeah, just the sounds were just, that was a really fun ride.
I totally agree. Natalie, if people want to follow you and what you're working on, can you tell us a little bit about what you're working on and where to follow you and check you out?
Yeah. So since we're on this lovely Instagram platform, if you go to my profile, there's a link to a bunch of different things, and there's two ways you can connect. So there's a couple of retreats coming up, a gathering with women in April in Joshua Tree, if anyone wants to come play there. And then there's also, again, two links, one to Bridging the Soul, which is some beautiful work that I've been doing for many, many years, which is nature-based human development work, specifically with women, which is near and dear to my heart. And then my dear partner and co-creator, we have an offering called Body of Worship, which is both curriculum-based and in-person retreats, really around how do we create more sustainable culture, humans really get deeply dropped into the nature of being. So you can find all of that there through the link on my Instagram. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. And just to feel again all the hearts and the comments and honor. So grateful for whoever has joined and given themselves the space and time to just feel yourself. I think that's the biggest gift we can offer is just the remembering, as Jen mentioned, is just to feel ourselves, because there's a lot of information there. So bless that.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. That was incredible.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you both. Thank you to everyone who's watching and participating. We'll have our next Sustain Your Holidays is regarding reimagining family traditions with an editor from the New York Times, Jess Gross. We're going to be diving into parents and parenting and family and traditions, and maybe some aren't serving us anymore. Maybe we should stop doing so much stuff, or maybe we should start doing something that's a little bit more, of the holiday season, a little bit more thinking and giving back and giving to ourselves and our family and restoring ourselves. So I think this is going to be a good conversation. I know, Jen, you're never too busy during the holidays. You're quite calm.
I think I'm just really excited to have a different perspective, or given permission to perceive the holidays in a different way. I think it's, like we do with our bodies, it's like go, go, go. So to be able to have a conversation with someone that can be tongue in cheek and also give permission to be like, we don't need to be doing things the way that society is telling us to do. We can shift and do things that are way more sustainable for ourselves and our families.
Totally. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Much love.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you.